oh, if you just do this one thing, you'll become a millionaire in like 4 days. Like it does
Okay.
not exist. That is not real. And find a passion that you like, but obviously you have to be able to live off of it. People have these underlying skills that, they are good at something. It's just a matter of, like you said, kind of having them realize it, recognizing it, and then what's really going to pull it out of them.
Ryan is with us today. What you guys are doing right now, if you're listening to this, you are listening to the very first episode of this podcast. We'll get to all that here in a second. I'm going to let him tell his story, share what he does, why he does it. Just to give you a quick little backstory, working together for a couple years now. He is a videographer here in the Northwest Indiana area. This guy is brilliant at what he does. His angles, his shots, his edits are unreal. He does a lot of great work for the real estate, but not just for real estate, but for small businesses as well. And he's helped me tremendously. So without further ado, Ryan, love to share your story, man. So I got one question for you to start this. How'd you get started in everything that you do?
For sure, 100%. I love that elevator pitch on me. That was pretty good. Super cool that I'm your first ever guest, which is awesome. But pretty much just getting down into it. We are Eagle Eye Media. I've owned that for 4 years now. It's crazy that we're at the end of year four already. We got a team of three. It's me, one other girl, Delia, and we have an editor that helps out big time on the real estate side as well. Essentially, my story is I kind of just stumbled into this, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I always knew going back into college, I wanted to be in marketing. I just didn't know what side. Obviously, there's so many different sides of marketing from, digital, creative, web, all that stuff. So it wasn't until I was interning at a local agency in St. John, my junior and senior year of college, where, the owners kind of threw a camera in my, you're like, here, just start messing around with it, see if you like it. And, of course, I'm like, what the heck's this thing? Like, trying to learn all the settings and frame it right and all that good stuff. And essentially started to fall in love with it. I would take it home, practice at home, watch as many YouTube videos as I could. So I was the camera guy since about 2018. And then obviously in 2020, COVID hit. They kind of had to merge my role with somebody else, and I was out. And I really spent that whole summer of 2020 just figuring out what I wanted to do. I always thought I was going to be like a State Farm insurance guy because I know a few people are doing that and they loved it. Tried it, failed miserably at it. So that was a very humbling lesson. And then after that, I was back to the drawing board. I was applying to places in Chicago, Arizona, Florida, and I finally just had enough when the second I hit submit on an application, I got the spitback email that said you've been denied. And I was just like pretty low, I was like, what's going on? Like nobody's really believing me or taking a chance on me. And then that's when, I went to one of my good friends. He's a local insurance agent as well. He was probably one of the few people outside of my family that believed in me at that time. And he's like, dude, just start your own business. Like, I've got a lot of people I know, and you're only going to get better. At the time I was 23 years old. And, not knowing what I didn't know, I was like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll start it, whatever. That was September of 2020. By October, we had our LLC set up, all the bank accounts. And then beginning of 2021, it was just game on from there.
So you say you started in your junior year, right? Junior, senior year, you were doing an internship and the guy basically threw a camera in your face and said, "Get to work," right? So you didn't start with any like special skills or secrets or gifts, right? Genetically inclined, right? I know it sounds silly, but some people believe that you have to be a certain person or you have to be genetically or mentally inclined in a certain way to even do something, right? But that wasn't the case for you, right?
No, not really. I mean, again, I feel like I've always been a little bit more on the creative side, a little bit, creatives have a certain eye for some things, but no like actual formal training on a camera or like I didn't go to film school. I just, I went to Purdue University Northwest up in Hammond, golfed all 4 years there and, got my degree in marketing and sales. So it wasn't like I went to, I mean, honestly, I don't even know the name of like colleges that teach you how to make films and all that.
Okay.
So like I said, it was all just luck of, the guys at that marketing agency throwing a camera and then at my face and then on me to kind of, take it from there.
That it shows the one thing, pig-headed discipline, right? The focus, the drive. That's everything, dude. So let me ask, man, why then? Why videography? Why camera? Why do you do what you do?
Again, like I said, it's just something I love to do. It hasn't felt like work, for the amount of hours and sacrifice and the stuff and trenches I've been through. The beauty in it is I never got burnt out. I never felt like I'm really like grinding my gears or, feeling like I have to go to work and I have to do this today. It's one of those is just like I thoroughly enjoy getting up, grabbing my camera bag and going out and creating, whether it's for, like you said, real estate, companies like you or just whoever really needs the help, honestly.
Dude, that's awesome. That's everything, man. You always hear you got to love what you do,
100%.
right? Shows it, shows it. I've definitely been in situations where thought I loved it, found out I don't love it, and found out it become a drag. And I feel like most people are like that, you know? They have a vision, I'm gonna make X amount of dollars doing this, and then they get into it, they realize, dude, this sucks. I do not like this. But they keep pushing because they
Right.
think, okay, I gotta hit my goals, right?
Mhm.
What would you have for that type of person? You got any advice for that type of person?
I mean, again, I wouldn't say give up on it too quick. I feel like, especially with today's day and age and the way the internet perceives the way it should be, is, oh, if you just do this one thing, you'll become a millionaire in like 4 days. Like, it does
Yeah.
not exist. That is not real. You have to, again, find a passion that you like, but obviously you have to be able to live off of it. There's so many people that like, oh, I just want to keep pouring money and resources and energy into this where it might not be the best idea, but again, like you said, at least you could try, say you did it, and then go and try to find the next thing because obviously people have these underlying skills that, they are good at something. It's just a matter of, like you said, kind of having them realize it, recognizing it, and then what's really going to pull it out of them. Whether it's somebody like in my case, like my insurance guy who just basically threw me into fire, kicked me towards that door that was open. So I think it's just a matter of again kind of attracting the right people and just figuring out what you love to do and figuring out where the need in the market is for that type of service or product or whatever the case may be.
Dude.
And I think the biggest thing too is like sometimes I feel like people are afraid to ask for the
Ooh.
help. You have to put your pride and ego aside. I met my insurance guy when I was probably 17 or 18 years old. And like I said, I didn't go to him until I was like 22 years old for actual help.
Mhm.
But you'd be surprised at the amount of people that are really successful in whatever industry, whether it's the one you want to go into or just any other industry, that all you got to do is ask. And they're like more than happy to help you out. And that's why, for how much he's given me and like I call him like, the big brother I never had too. So it's one of those, if people come to me like, hey, Ryan, I need help with this or that, or what do you think about that? I'm like, I'll fully give, my full opinion and try to help people as much as I can. That's what it's all about.
That's awesome, dude. So who are those type of people? Who do you serve?
So the big part of our company is obviously in the real estate world. So we're the people that will go into a house, whether it's residential, commercial, Airbnb, whatever the case may be. And we're the ones that go in there, take all the photo, video, drone, virtual tours, for the listings that they put up online. That's about, like I said, probably 80% of our business. And then the other 20 is helping out small businesses doing their content marketing.
Mm.
That's creating stuff that goes on the website, that goes on social media, that they run for ads. And again, we're, like you said earlier, our roots are in Northwest Indiana. But, as we start to grow and expand, we're hitting Chicago a little bit more, south suburbs of Chicago. Been to Colorado for a few jobs. We've been to Florida once for a job. We'll pretty much go wherever the people need us.
Wow, that's awesome. Getting a
Mhm.
little travel there. That's so cool, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you're in the Chicago area or nationwide, hit this guy up because he is a brilliant man at what he does. He's got the genius eye behind it all. How can people find you? I'm going to share that with everybody. But I want to know one thing, man. I'm always curious about that one domino. If you can just knock that over, it's gonna knock everything else over, right? A lot of people say there, and this is very true. There's not always one thing that really leads to everything else, but I'm a firm believer that if you actually backtrack and you look through the sequence of time, like Steve Jobs says, you can only connect the dots looking backwards, never forwards. So if you're
Mhm.
looking backwards at the lines to connect the dots, there is one thing, very powerful one thing, usually, that kind of separates you from everybody else in a sense of you're willing to endure and push forward on this type of journey. So I'm curious, my man, what do you think that one thing was for you?
For
What-
sure. I've thought long and hard about this since you gave me a little bit of the heads up beforehand. And honestly, there's so many things I could probably relate this back to. And it's different for everybody, right? Like, and I think it comes down to how you measure success. success looks very different to a lot of people. But I think the biggest thing for me personally has been not viewing other people as dollar signs. No, oh, I need this person so I can make money off of them. It comes back to you are a person uniquely in a different situation and you need help with whatever the case may be. Like I said, whether it's a realtor, new construction, builder, stuff like that, or a small business that needs help with marketing. Like you have a problem and I have the solution that could help fix that problem for you.
Mm.
So I know I could help you. And as long as they recognize that and they're willing to let me come in and help them, then I would, the money basically follows that. It's
Yeah.
like I'm not looking at this realtor or that company or that guy as a paycheck. I'm literally just looking at them as like, this is another fellow human person that has a problem and I know I could help them. And I'm just like, hey, I want to help whatever it is that you need help with. Like we could do it and we'll get it done for you.
That's powerful, man. That's so cool. That is awesome. So how can people find you?
For sure. We're all over online. Instagram's eagle.imedia. Facebook is Eagle Eye Media as well. Personal's rmwells25. Don't really post on that much, but website www.eagleeyemedianwi.com as well. And again, like I said, we're always here to help, whether you're a realtor, business owner, or just individual person that's kind of stuck in life or might have an idea or just needs a friend to talk to. Like we're totally here for that. So we are here to help people. We want to see people grow and we want people to have better lives, like you said earlier. So that's what I'm all about. And that's basically what Eagle Eye is all about too.
These guys are doing big things. Check them out. Give them a follow. If you got content you need created or real estate that needs shot, he is the man to do it. Definitely send some info his way. He will help you out, get you the job done the right way the first time. Ryan, thank you so much, man, for joining here. Again, man, this is our first one. This is our opening up. So I really feel like there's nobody else better to do this with than you. So I'm really grateful, man, that you said yes to this, that you joined us here and gave us your knowledge and helped give some solid insight. Honestly, it helped me open my eyes too. Neuroplasticity, the constant growth and expansion of your mind. Otherwise, you get shriveled mindset, closed mindset, and it's closer to the grave. It's never good.
Got to be open to it. You got to be, always learning that 1% better every day. That stuff's
Yeah.
real.
With that being said, do you have any closing statements? Any last thing that you'd like the audience to know?
Man, no, I mean, like I said, I could go on for hours about the success and,
Yeah.
the things that I've learned throughout this 4-year journey. That is the crazy part about it. It's only been 4 years and, I just turned 27 a couple months ago. So there's still
Hey.
so much more to go and so many more people to help and doors to open. But for right now, it's hanging out and trying to help the people that are in my circle and keep building the life that I want to build.
27 is a good year, though. It's a good year. I love that. Awesome, bro. All right, Ryan. Well, thank you so much again for joining us today. Everybody who's watching this, I hope you gained some valuable insight. This is so true and a very powerful lesson on your journey. So heed his advice, listen to this again, go back, really soak it in, and get ready for the next one. Success is your duty, success is your responsibility, but most importantly, success is your obligation. Guys, thank you for joining us today. Ryan, thank you again, my man. And until the next time.
You got it. See you guys.